In a busy world, clutter quietly builds up, physically, emotionally, and mentally, until it weighs us down. More than a simple cleaning task, decluttering is a meaningful act of self-care. It supports mental health, eases stress, enhances safety for seniors, and helps prepare loved ones for the future. Through this thoughtful process, we create not just space, but clarity and peace of mind. Decluttering is the process of simplifying your life and living spaces. It's not just about tidying and organizing, it's a mindful reevaluation of our surroundings. When we clear away the excess, we reduce stress, reclaim time, and create a more functional and calming living space. Clutter as a mirror of the mind. Clutter is often seen as a symptom, not the root cause. It reflects our beliefs, fears, and internal disarray. For many individuals, especially people in midlife or older adults, accumulated belongings may represent stages of life, lost dreams, grief, or even scarcity mindsets. These deeply emotional ties can make letting go feel like a betrayal of identity or a loss of connection. And yet holding on too tightly can manifest as chronic stress, decision fatigue, and emotional overwhelm. Studies show that cluttered environments lead to increased levels of the stress hormone cortisol, especially in women. Women who viewed their homes as cluttered reported higher daily stress and fatigue than those who saw their homes as restful. Clutter overloads the brain, drains cognitive resources, and acts as a visual reminder of unfinished tasks or unmet expectations. This doesn't mean we're failing when we can't keep up. Rather, it reveals the need for self-compassion, intention, and gradual change. Understanding the emotions behind the clutter, such as fear, avoidance, grief, and guilt, helps us declutter with self-care rather than shame. Why is decluttering so hard? Several psychological factors contribute to the difficulty of decluttering. The endowment effect leads us to overvalue items we own simply because we possess them. Sentimental attachments create emotional barriers to letting go of items linked to memories or past experiences. Fear of future need, what if I need this someday, can prevent disposal. Clutter can also provide a false sense of security or comfort. Over time, we can become clutter blind, no longer noticing the excess. Furthermore, retailers often tap into our emotions and desires, making us acquire more than we need. The act of decluttering can trigger negative emotions like guilt or shame associated with past purchases or perceived waste. The act of sorting through belongings can be deeply therapeutic when done with mindfulness. Like journaling or meditation, decluttering invites us to be present. It asks, what do I want to carry into this next season of life? What's holding me back? What have I outgrown? Not just in items, but in identities. Each drawer or shelf becomes a mirror, reflecting the stories we tell ourselves. Letting go of unused hobby supplies might symbolize accepting a new version of oneself. Releasing clothes that no longer fit may be an act of body kindness and self-acceptance. Clearing shelves of unread books can be a declaration of time reclaimed for the things that truly matter. Self-care isn't always spa days or soothing music. Sometimes it's facing that box of tangled cords or a closet full of just-in-case items and saying, I choose peace over potential. It's the deliberate choice to remove obstacles, both physical and emotional, that cloud our living space and our minds. There are many techniques to make the process more manageable. Start small and focus on one area at a time. When making a decision, use the when in doubt, throw it out rule. Employ sorting categories like keep, donate, and discard. To prevent overwhelm, use the 20-10 method. 20 minutes of decluttering followed by a 10-minute break. For clothing, try the mini wardrobe technique by selecting favorite items and storing the rest for later assessment. To prevent recluttering, adopt a one-in, two-out rule for new purchases. Decluttering restores a sense of control, which is foundational to good mental health. In cluttered environments, we often feel helpless, overwhelmed, and chronically behind. But even small acts like clearing a single drawer, donating a bag of clothes, or organizing digital files can lead to immediate shifts in emotional well-being. Psychologists suggest that regaining control through decluttering can reduce anxiety and depressive symptoms. Reclaiming space can also restore autonomy and confidence. Moreover, engaging in decluttering practices has a grounding effect. For those struggling with racing thoughts, worry, or grief, the tactile, repetitive nature of organizing creates a mindful rhythm. It offers structure amid chaos, turning anxiety into action. As mental clutter clears, emotional space expands, making room for calm, reflection, and healing. How do you decide what to keep and what to let go? Ask yourself, do I use this item? Does it serve a purpose in my current life? Does it bring me joy? If you have to rationalize keeping something, it may be time to let it go. When sorting clothes, ask yourself, have I worn this in the past year? Does it fit properly? Do I feel good wearing it? Sentimental items can be honored by keeping a few meaningful pieces or photographing the rest. Digital clutter deserves the same treatment. Regularly delete unnecessary files, emails, and apps. The more items we own, the more decisions we have to make daily. What to wear, where to store things, what to clean first, and what to fix. All these micro-decisions consume mental energy. Known as decision fatigue, this phenomenon contributes to stress, irritability, and even avoidance behaviors. A cluttered home doesn't just occupy physical space, it occupies mind space. By keeping only what is useful, meaningful, or joyful, individuals reduce the number of daily choices they face. This, in turn, creates more mental bandwidth for self-care, relationships, and wellness practices. Decluttering as a safety strategy for seniors. For aging adults, clutter is not only stressful, it can be dangerous. Piles of papers, excess furniture, and overflowing storage areas increase the risk of falls, which are the leading cause of injury among seniors. A clear space promotes safety, accessibility, and peace of mind for individuals and caregivers. Furthermore, cognitive decline, memory loss, and limited mobility can make navigating clutter even more overwhelming for seniors. A simplified home reduces confusion, enhances independence, and lowers stress. For those living with Alzheimer's or dementia, minimalism offers clearer cues, less distraction, and safer paths. Decluttering also prevents health hazards. Dust, mold, expired food, hoarded items can compromise respiratory health and hygiene. Removing these risks supports not only emotional safety, but also physical wellness, a vital part of healthy aging. Downsizing after a major life change, like retirement, relocation, or loss, can make decluttering an emotional process. Create a maybe box for uncertain items, take photos of sentimental objects, and keep only those that spark positive memories. Start small and be gentle with yourself. Seek support from trusted friends or family. Another compelling reason to declutter is the effect it has on one's family, particularly the executor of an estate. Losing a loved one is emotionally devastating. Having to wade through decades of possessions during this time compounds the grief. What could be a period of honoring and remembrance becomes a logistical nightmare filled with confusion, guilt, and tension. The Swedish death cleaning approach is a proactive act of love by decluttering before death, or incapacity to ease the burden on loved ones. It's not morbid, it's deeply thoughtful. Downsizing now spares children or executors the emotional and physical burden of sorting belongings during a time of stress or grief. The time saved can be spent supporting one another emotionally instead of being buried in storage boxes and paperwork. By decluttering, we write a final chapter of grace rather than chaos. The mental benefits of decluttering are not just anecdotal, they're backed by neuroscience. As mentioned earlier, studies indicate a direct link between clutter and elevated cortisol levels, particularly in women. Chronic stress is a known contributor to a wide range of health issues, including hypertension, heart disease, depression, and cognitive decline. Decluttering reduces sensory overload and decision fatigue. The brain processes less visual input, resulting in increased focus and a sense of calm. In organized spaces, we sleep better, think more clearly, and experience fewer mood swings. Some researchers suggest that tidy environments also promote healthier habits, including improved diet, better hygiene, and more consistent exercise routines. In one study, participants in clutter-free spaces were more likely to choose healthy snacks over indulgent ones. Cluttered spaces, by contrast, triggered a "what the hell" effect, where chaos in one area justified poor choices in others. This underscores the link between our environment and our sense of self-control. Decluttering is also associated with better time management. The less time spent searching for things, cleaning, or navigating disorganization, the more time can be devoted to restorative activities, whether that's reading, walking, meditating, or connecting with loved ones. Whether it's a closet filled with clothes that no longer suit our style or piles of books meant for a version of ourselves we've outgrown, decluttering asks, who am I now? Who do I want to become? For women caring for aging parents or preparing their own legacies, decluttering can be a meaningful, even spiritual practice, offering space to reflect, preserve what matters, and move forward with purpose and grace. Letting go of the past in physical and symbolic ways makes space for new beginnings. It's important to view decluttering not as a one-time purge, but as an ongoing practice. Decluttering becomes a tool for continual renewal, helping us stay present rather than perfect. After decluttering, many people become more mindful of what they bring into their lives. Their priorities change. They ask, will this item support my well-being? Does it align with my values? This awareness breaks the cycle of accumulation and waste, contributing to sustainability and emotional clarity. Digital decluttering, clearing emails, apps, or social media distractions, further enhances mental wellness. As we reduce noise in all forms, we create a calmer, more intentional life. We need to choose self-compassion over perfection. Decluttering is not about judgment or shame. It's about treating yourself with compassion. Not everyone will be able to part with everything all at once, and that's okay. Some items carry stories that need time to unfold before they're released. Allow yourself the grace to move slowly. Celebrate each drawer, shelf, or decision made with love. When guilt or resistance arises, listen to what it's trying to teach you. Use the process not to strip yourself of joy, but to rediscover it. When helping an elderly loved one declutter, patience and empathy are essential, as letting go can stir emotions tied to mortality. Instead of demanding immediate results, offer support, listen to their stories, and acknowledge their attachments. Decluttering, when done relationally, becomes an act of love and connection. Decluttering is not about erasing the past. It's about honoring the present and preparing for the future. It's about choosing peace over paralysis, clarity over chaos, and love over fear. For seniors, it means creating a safe, supportive environment. For executors, it's a gift of preparation. For anyone navigating midlife transitions, it's a powerful declaration of worth and self-respect. In this way, decluttering is not just self-care, it's soul care. It frees us to live well, love better, and leave a legacy of intentionality. And in a world that often encourages more, choosing less becomes a radical act of healing.